It's a truth about the internet. Every secret we share, every anonymous profile we create, every whispered fantasy we type into a secure box, it all gets stored. And what if the one place you trusted to guard your lies turned out to be built on the biggest lie of all? August 2015. A married man wakes up, reaches for his phone, and finds his name, all his home address, and his most intimate secret fantasies plastered across the internet. By noon, his wife is gone. His boss knows. His life is in freefall. He is just one of 37 million names that have just been exposed. In Louisiana, a respected pastor is found dead by his own hand. His suicide note mentioning only his shame. A famous reality TV star, a public crusader for family values, issues a public confession and vanishes from the spotlight. Politicians, CEOs, actors all exposed. This isn't a simple data breach. This is a story about digital betrayal, moral vigilantism, and a $60 billion secret that detonated millions of lives. This is the definitive cybercrime documentary of the Ashley Madison hack. To understand the explosion, we first have to look at the fuel. The site was Ashley Madison. Its purpose was singular and scandalous, to enable affairs. Its slogan proudly taunted, "Life is short, have an affair." Founded in 2001 by a seemingly happily married entrepreneur, Noel Berman, the site tapped into a hidden, massive world of infidelity, and it absolutely thrived. By 2015, the parent company, Avid Life Media, boasted nearly 40 million users worldwide. Business was booming. They were even gearing up for a $200 million IPO, trying to take marital betrayal public on the stock exchange. But critics called Ashley Madison a business built on broken hearts, profiting from marital betrayal. And the critics weren't wrong. The company had two major revenue streams, both based on exploiting guilt and desire. The first was the sheer volume of male users paying for credits to chat. The second was the notorious full delete. For $19, users could buy a paid purge, a digital eraser for their guilty consciences. AM made over $1.7 million a year just from this guaranteed deletion service. This is where the story pivots from sleazy business to outright digital fraud. Beneath the glossy ads and the promise of discreet encounters, Ashley Madison was hiding its own secret, a massive illusion. Male users, paying small fortunes, found willing partners effortlessly. But internal leaks would later reveal the horrifying truth. The vast majority of female profiles were fake. We're talking about 70,000 chatbots, digital decoys, that were sending millions of flirty, scripted messages. Almost every time a man thought he was chatting with an eager woman, he was really flirting with a phantom. Ashley Madison wasn't just enabling cheaters. They were fundamentally cheating their own clients. For years, husbands and wives around the world trusted the site to guard their deepest lies. The illusion held for years. Then, in the summer of 2015, a new player arrived. And they weren't after money. They were after justice. Or maybe, blood. July 2015. An alarm spreads through the Toronto headquarters of Avid Life Media. Hackers have breached their systems. This wasn't a typical dark web scam or a quick ransomware hit. A mysterious group calling themselves the Impact Team posted a shocking ultimatum. Shut down Ashley Madison forever, or we will leak everything. They claim to have stolen the entire user database, financial records, internal emails, the literal keys to the adulterous kingdom. ALM executives were thunderstruck. But they didn't back down. They called in law enforcement and cybersecurity firms. Their message to the hackers was, essentially, we're not surrendering. They had too much to lose. CEO Noel Berman and his team thought it was a bluff they could ride out, but the Impact Team was deadly serious. Weeks passed quietly, and the media moved on. Then, on July 21st, came the chilling proof of life. The hackers leaked a small teaser sample. 2,500 real user records, names, emails, credit card transactions. A clear message: we are not bluffing. ALM publicly denied the core database was compromised. A classic delay tactic in crisis management. They doubled down, refusing to meet the demand. All the while, the Impact Team was preparing their Doomsday Device. Mid-August 2015, 1 month after their warning, the hackers made good on it. In the dark recesses of the internet, a link appeared on a Tor-hidden website. It was a data dump like none before. 10 gigabytes of compressed Ashley Madison data. To prove authenticity, the Impact team even included a cryptographic PGP signature. It's real. It's all real. 2000. When decompressed, it was a staggering 60 gigabytes of internal files. The final act was executed on August 18, 2015. The bomb went off. The instant the files hit the dark web, pandemonium set in. Data-savvy users, journalists, and opportunists worldwide downloaded the torrent. The leak spread like a digital wildfire, mirrored on file-sharing sites and dissected on social media. Ashley Madison's promise of secrecy had evaporated in a single night. The database was a voyeur's treasure chest. And tragically, a blackmailer's dream. It contained real names, email addresses, home addresses, purchase histories, and every filthy detail users had listed on the site. Almost immediately, dark web scams and phishing attacks sprang up. Users' inboxes filled with extortion emails demanding Bitcoin in exchange for silence. A desperate and widespread attack exploiting sheer panic. But the biggest revelation wasn't just the user's deceit. It was the confirmation of the company's deceit. Experts parsing the data confirmed that the site was virtually devoid of active women. The vast majority were dormant or fake. Men had paid small fortunes to flirt with ghosts. This proved Ashley Madison was built on a lie, pouring toxic fuel onto an already raging fire. The morning after the leak, countless people awoke to their worst nightmare. Their private sins were now public record, and nobody was spared. Journalists began matching email addresses to real identities. Military personnel, civil servants, doctors, school teachers, even thousands of .gov and .mil official addresses showed up in the logs. Suddenly, government and military employees faced blackmail, their security clearances in jeopardy. In countries like Saudi Arabia, where adultery can carry the death penalty, the leak quite literally put lives at risk. The Impact team had effectively painted a giant, global target on the backs of millions. The media had a field day. Josh Duggar, the conservative reality TV star, was revealed as an AM client who had spent nearly $1,000. Each new name turned the breach into a spectacle of public shaming. But for those on the list, this was anything but a joke. Spouses confronted spouses, divorce lawyers cleared their schedules, and then came the ultimate cost. The respected New Orleans pastor, outed in the leak. It took his own life. He was not the only one. Within a week, Toronto police confirmed they were investigating 2 suicides potentially linked to the Ashley Madison breach. This was uncharted territory. A data breach so personal, so catastrophic that it was actually killing people. The secrets had detonated. In the aftermath, a multi-agency investigation kicked off on 2 continents. The FBI and the RCMP in Canada joined forces to hunt the Impact team, but they were chasing ghosts. The hackers covered their tracks meticulously. No blatant claims on social media, no obvious fingerprints. The only thing investigators had was the ideological tone of the manifesto. This wasn't a standard financial fraud or a typical cybercriminal extortion. It was deeply personal, almost moral. And that makes tracing the perpetrators incredibly difficult. The investigation centered on 2 main theories. First, a disgruntled insider, someone with knowledge of the weak security, motivated by moral outrage or a personal vendetta against the company. Second, an external, highly skilled collective, a group with high-level hacking skills, using the breach as a statement on digital privacy and corporate dishonesty. To this day, the Impact team's identity remains an enigma. No arrests, no public unmasking. They are a phantom that rose, delivered punishment, and evaporated. As for the company, Noel Berman resigned in disgrace. The firm rebranded to Ruby Life to shed the toxic image. They settled a massive class action suit and, in 2017, the FTC found they failed to secure user data and deceived consumers, forcing them to pay fines and vow to reform cybersecurity protocols. Astonishingly, Ashley Madison survives today, claiming even more users, a testament to the internet's short memory, or perhaps the belief that lightning won't strike the same place twice. The Ashley Madison hack was a stark warning to all of us. Any data we surrender, even to a service promising anonymity, can become a weapon against us. As the digital sleuth, I want to arm you with practical advice to fight, prevent, and recover from these digital threats. First, password protocol. The AM leak showed that even though passwords were hashed, many were weak and easily cracked. Never reuse passwords. Use a reputable password manager and always enable two-factor authentication on all sensitive accounts, especially email. Even if your password is leaked, the second factor will stop the hacker. Second, the email firewall. Your email address is your digital identity. The AM leak started with email addresses. Treat your primary email like a fortress. Never use your main email for non-essential services, dating sites, or subscriptions. Create a junk email account for those just browsing moments. This minimizes your exposure to major phishing attacks. Third, the full delete lie. If a service promises to delete your data for a fee, be skeptical. The AM hack proved that even after paying, the data remained. Assume that once you send data to a company, it is permanent. Only share information you are prepared to see on the front page of the internet. Fourth, watch for extortion. If you are ever contacted by a scammer trying to extort Bitcoin or money using your leaked data, do not pay them. Paying only marks you as a willing target. Report the threat to law enforcement immediately. This is a common dark web scam tactic following any major breach. The Impact team delivered a brutal, devastating form of justice. But the lesson for us isn't about infidelity. It's about trust and the catastrophic failure of trusting a company built on a foundation of lies. In the digital age, your secrets are not yours. They are the company's assets, and they are the hacker's weapons. If you found this exploration into the dark heart of cybercrime documentary fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe to The Digital Sleuth for more investigations into the shadows of the internet. Stay vigilant, stay secure. I'll see you in the next file.